Okay, thank you for stopping by my channel. For those that are already subscribed, thank you for coming back to my channel. I appreciate it so much. I hope everybody has been good and all right. Okay, and for those stumbling on this for the first time, thank you. Hope you get some good information on this channel and particularly in this video. All right, so today I want to share something with us about your options of relocation. Okay, relocation, like I say, it is a very personal and subjective decision. Two persons cannot have the same definition or understanding about relocation because not everybody wants the same thing and not everybody likes the same thing. Okay, so there are there are four major options. You have if and when you want to consider relocation. Okay, and I'm going to talk to us briefly about these four different options. It's good to have options in life, but first you have to know the options and you have to weigh your options carefully. What is good for Mr. A might not be good for Mr. B. What is good for Mrs. A might not be good for Mrs. B. So you have to really know your options and consider your options really well. Okay, so in no particular order, let me start with option one. Okay, option one is the work route. Okay, the work route. So that involves you leaving your country to want to either go to, of course, US, America, Europe, Australia. You want to go and work. Okay, so what does that entail? Most of the time, you would have to get a sponsored job. So your employer is going to sponsor you. We like you. They like your skills. We want you. They sponsor you, and they make it easy for you to come in. Okay, so when you're doing your application, you're going to be submitting the letter of sponsor from that employer. Okay, so for that one, usually you would not need proof of funds because you are going there to begin to work. So your work is going to fund your stay in the country. Okay, and many times those jobs, they have to be what's the word now, jobs that have like shortage occupation list. Every country has theirs. Okay, it's health, nursing, healthcare, nursing. IT is usually in a lot of countries a shortage occupational list. So you have to, of course, know where you want to go, and you need to find out what their shortage occupational list is. And it doesn't have to be in shortage occupational list. If any company is willing to sponsor you, trust me, they will make your relocation possible, because if a company writes to the embassy, that letter of sponsorship is usually a checkmate. Okay, uh, there are some countries that would might give you the work visa to come in and look for the job, but most of them will need you to have the job already. So, how good is your skill set? How good is your game? How good is your potentials? Like, are they gonna want you? Are they gonna love what you can do? Why not? Give it a shot. So that's option one. Very quickly, let's move to option number two. Still in no particular order. Option number two is what I call the study route. Okay, so this one, for option one, of course, for most sponsored jobs, you can move with your family. Okay, so that's a good one. You would probably not need proof of funds for that one, but of course, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an immigration consultant. Everything I say is my opinion, my idea. You have to do your research and maybe talk to your lawyer. All right, so option number two is what I call the study route. This route means you have decided that you want to go study in that country. So you want to first get the admission. Okay, of course, you want to know what you want to study or the courses you are open to studying. You want to know the countries and the universities that catch your attention, that you like, because you're going to be there for at least 1 year, 2 years, or thereabout, right? And of course, you have to be aware of the school fees involved, the tuition fee involved. So first you want to get the admission. Many of them will require you to have a language test, most likely IELTS, IELTS and TOEFL or TOEFL. Some can even allow you to do Duolingo. Some of you might be hearing of that for the first time, but there's such an English test called Duolingo. So you want to know the requirement for getting that admission, get the admission, then you apply for a study visa to that country. All countries require you to have proof of funds right now, so you want to find out the different amounts involved in that. Most countries, except the UK, at the moment, the UK, I don't know, I don't get it, but that's their current law. It's their decision. It's what they want, and it's what they've said. They don't want you to come with your dependents. I think that's very silly and stupid, but that's their decision. Okay. So most of the countries will allow you come with your spouse, your children, that's your dependents that are under 18 years old. Okay. But of course, you have to have proof of funds to show not just for yourself, for your duration of your studies, but also for your spouse. So that will involve some good amount of money, good amount of millions. It could get to tens of millions at times. You want to do your mathematics properly. Okay. So that is the study route, and that involves vocational studies, that involves bachelor's, master's, and even research masters and research PhD. Okay, so most countries, actually all, will give you what they call post-study visa, meaning after you have finished your studies, whether it's 18 months, whether it's 1 year, whether it's 2 years, whether it's 3 years, whatever the duration, they give you a time to still stay and work full-time in the country or to look for a job. Do you understand? So most people will transition into that and then transition into full work stays and residencies, if you know what I mean. That's a route. Number 3, in no particular order, number 3 is the business/investment route. Many countries now, you can literally buy a property worth a particular amount and they're going to give you a stay. Why? You have invested into that economy. So they have vested interest in your money much more than in you. Straight up. So if you pump in some amount of money to the economy to buy a property or to invest into a business, they're going to give you the right to stay there because you already have where to stay and you have what is bringing you money and bringing that economy money. Okay, some you can even buy the citizenship straight up. A lot of South American countries do that right now. Yeah, you want to do your research properly and you want to invest in that. If you have a lot of this, see, money talks. So the more you have, the more volume you have. Okay. You want to find out the different requirements for different countries for business route and investment route. The fourth one is the family route. So literally almost everybody have one person abroad. If it's a relative or somebody that is a family, they might just sponsor you and say, you know what, this person is my niece, this is my nephew, this person will bear the same surname, we can prove it either ways that we're related, and you could just be fortunate and they could bring you in. Whether you are under 18 or over 18, yes, it could facilitate your move. So I call that family route. There's a route that some people use, and I want to heavily discourage that. And that's the visiting route. Some people use visiting to want to relocate. This is not a disclaimer. This is a shouting warning. If you try that, you will suffer. There's no sugarcoating it, okay? It says visit and get yourself back. But some people want to stay and expect that what God cannot do does not exist. Just making things hard for yourself. Some people have been lucky, but 99% of all time, you will either suffer immediately or suffer at the end of the day. I will never advise my enemy to do that. It's a long thing. So that is not a route. Just visit, take a lot of pictures, rest, relax your head, and come back home. Then do the right thing, okay? Choose the 4 routes, any of the 4 routes. So those are the options, okay? On this channel, on this page, what I'm going to be teaching and sharing most of the times is going to be study route, study options. That's why this YouTube channel is named Study Abroad Opportunities, Study Abroad Options. Okay, so stay tuned. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe I will appreciate that. And of course, like, comment, and share so that somebody else can see this and get information, insights, encouragement, and enlightenment to progress with your relocation goals. Okay, if that is what you want. All right, so thank you for staying by. It's been long I came up here. I will try to come on more frequently so that you can get quality information to arm yourself to make this decision and to make this move for yourself, for your family, and for your future, if that is what you want. Thank you very much. Sign out.